What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Burn Boot Camp podcast. It's one of your hosts, Morgan Kline, and today we're going to talk about sharing fitness with your kids. So what legacy are you leaving for your kids as it relates to promoting a healthy lifestyle? So this topic is important to me. As you guys know, we just released a new app not too long ago, and one of our categories was, of course, Kids Camp. And it's important for Devin and I and for Burn Boot Camp to support a healthy lifestyle, not just in women or men, but also the families that they have. And so that starts with, how are we building the next generation so they are growing up with a positive association to working out and fitness and staying healthy? So we're going to talk a little bit about what we do at home, why it's important, and how I've gotten my three children, who are 7, 5, and 3, to make, working out and just staying active a normal part of their every single day and every single week. But one thing that I hear from parents a lot is like, my kids just, they don't like to work out, or they don't like to play sports, or they don't, they kind of like to either play video games, or maybe they just like to be inside and they just don't like that type of stuff. Well, first and foremost, I would just ask, what are you doing in front of them every single day? Because I believe that you are going to model the behavior that you want in them. And, my kids haven't had an option, so I know I'm at a little bit of an advantage here because they grew up in Burn Boot Camp. So they've not known anything else about life other than that we work out and we make, healthy choices every single day, not just in the fitness space, but also about what we're eating, what we're consuming, and how we're taking care of our bodies. So working out has been something that's been part of their life. Like I said, they were in Child Watch. I've been a trainer. Devin's been a trainer. And so I understand that we're kind of at a different advantage than maybe some of you that are listening to this. And that's not necessarily what you do on your day-to-day job like we do. But once again, I would ask yourselves, like, how are you modeling the behavior of staying active and working out when you're around your kids? And the best thing that you can do is create that positive association with working out. Growing up, I don't think I necessarily had a positive association all the time with working out as an adult, because some of the language that I would hear was like, oh, I'm working out to lose weight, or I'm working out because I want to eat that, or I'd hate working out, but I know I got to do it, right? So that's language that I make sure that my kids don't hear from me. So when I'm working out, I'm making sure that after that workout, like, they're seeing a positive association to how I'm feeling after I'm doing something. And I talk about it out loud, like, oh, that was such a hard workout, but I feel stronger now, and I'm in a better mood. And so I speak out loud the things that I feel after I do something challenging to my body. And, it took a while for my kids to actually want to do something in our home gym. A lot of the times our home gym is connected right off of a playroom, and they never wanted anything to do with like coming into the gym with us. They just wanted to stay out and play with their toys because they were at a young age. But now I have 3 kids that the minute mom and dad go up and work out at the home gym, they are following us. So it's taken time of this positive association, this consistency, and us modeling behaviors to our children so they can actually see that, yes, we're actually working out every day. This is a part of our day-to-day, So are you taking your kids to the gym is what I would ask you. Are you doing a workout at home and maybe letting them see you do it right in the living room? Are you, taking walks or going out for a jog and inviting them to come with you? So it takes consistency and reps for you to integrate them into that part of your life. But that is what's really helped me to be able to model to them how important fitness is and how important it is to stay active. The other thing Devin and I do is we gamify it. So if you guys haven't heard of the athlete games, we have those once a year at our Burn Boot Camp headquarters. There's also the level up games at local Burn Boot Camps, and it's really this fun workout that is gamified, right? It's a competition. It's a friendly competition. But my kids have seen both the level up games and the athlete games. And so we go recreate that at home, in our home gym, or outside. Like, we like to gamify it. I have 3 kids that are growing up to be somewhat competitive because, that I'm competitive and Devin's competitive. But So we gamify it. Like, how can we make activity a fun thing? It doesn't always have to be a burn boot camp workout, or, it doesn't always have to be where we're sitting in front of a screen watching somebody work out with us. It's going outside and playing a game of kickball, playing a game of baseball, or having a relay race, or whatever it may be to you. But there's creative ways that you can get your kids outside, get them moving, gamify it, maybe incentivize it a little bit. If you're still struggling, it's like, hey, before we go watch this movie, we got to go outside and we're going to go do X, Y, and Z, because we're going to stay moving. And this is why it's important to do that. So that is how we've gotten our kids, is a big integration into just what we do every day, but also how can we have fun around it where it's not a burden to them, and it's not a burden to go into burn boot camp. They obviously sit in child watch, but then at the end of camp, like, they get to come out and, we let them, see us running around or just finishing our workout. They get smoothies, and it's this positive association to staying active, and how you're feeling mentally, physically, emotionally. So I want to talk a little bit about the other aspect of modeling this for your children and having that positive association. I mentioned to you guys that, growing up, working out was always associated with losing weight or working out to be able to do something else. And what I've really tried to do is make sure that I work out to get stronger. I work out to feel good. I work out to improve my mood. So the things that I want my kids to grow up with, that association, is very, very important that you don't talk about that around your kids. And yes, we all have goals as to why we're working out, and it's okay to have a goal to lose weight, but ultimately the overarching goal is to get healthy. So how do you speak about it around your kids and get stronger like dad or get stronger like mom? And kids are kids, and they're gonna hear the word fat. They're gonna hear the word lose weight. They're gonna hear things about calories, and they're gonna hear things in the world. Trust me, my kids have come home and said the word fat, and I literally was so shook about it, because I was like, wait, I consciously don't talk about that. I don't ever call somebody fat. I hate that word. Like, it's a negative word in my mind, and I never want my daughter to have that word in her vocabulary. But guess what? There's outside influence that I can't control. So what I can do is I can control how I speak. I can control how I speak about myself, how I speak about others. And so I think that's really important to model and be a role model for your kids when you're talking to yourself as well. So all of you, especially you moms out there, it's easy for us to kind of say things about our appearance or say things about how we're feeling in front of our kids. But I just want to remind you the impact that can have on how they would associate, their own bodies, because they're hearing it from you. So again, that's when I work out. I'm not saying that I'm doing it to lose weight. I'm not saying that I'm fat. I'm not saying that I need to work out so I can go eat pizza later that night. Those are things that they would hold on to, that's going to associate the behavior of working out later in their life. So that's just something I wanted to make sure we talked about, was how you also are speaking. It's not just what you're doing and the workouts that you're having, but it's how you're speaking to your workouts and eating healthy and staying active and prioritizing your health over anything else. So guys, this was a good podcast today. Thank you for listening. Ask yourself, what is the legacy that you're leaving on your kids? And how are they associating, staying active, staying healthy? And it's all through what you are role modeling. So I encourage you to just start including them into those positive decisions that you're making for your health, so they can see it as well. And then they will be impacted on an even greater level. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll talk to you soon. 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.